Hello race fans, Numbers Guy here as we recap the final Friday Breeders' Cup race from last year. It's the 1.125 to the filly and mare race on the dirt. In this particular race, again, we're going to show you the horses in finish order and what number they actually earned in the race. So we have Royal Delta, the winner, ran a 4.1. It's Tricky, 5.3, ran second. Pack Attack, third at a 5.8, and so on. Interesting in this race, the 3-year-olds dominated the older horses, and which was no secret to the public. They sent them off as the top 3 favorites. But in this race, even though it was no long shots, it was still very lucrative, and the favorite definitely deserved to be the favorite, and returned a swell $6.40 win, and teamed up with It's Tricky for a very, very predictable $32 exacta. The thing about Royal Delta, and later on when we put out our pattern videos on how to read the different patterns, she is almost the epitome of what we call marching. She just steadily moved forward throughout her entire form. It's really a thing of beauty to see. When she returned to the races, she actually won her 2-year-old race by a mile. Not quite, but almost. And then she returned to the races, ran a first out disappointing 20.7, then improved to run a 13.7 in her next outing. We'll come up here. She then improved again to run a 13.4. Then in July, she improved again to 11.9. And then she made a big move, a 4-point move, which is sometimes maybe even too much. But she improved to a 7.3 in August, continued her improvement in October with a 5.5. Again, she's just telling you, this is a horse that just continues to improve. That she ran a 4.1 here to improve again, certainly no surprise. It just looks like it fits right into the pattern. And in addition to that, notice that she had a nice 5-week freshening in here, and I mean, this just sets these horses up perfectly. A terrific training job. The horse that ran second, It's Tricky. She is the epitome of what I call the circle back pattern. And she'd run some decent races back early in the year, run a couple of 10s, then regressed to run a 20.1 in April, and then comes back and runs a monster 5.4 in June. That's a huge race. She then proceeded to regress off that race, backed up to 8.4, and then a 9.7. So she's got her best of 5.4, which she's regressed on, and then in October she turns the corner. Again, this is the key to horses on a circle back pattern. Again, now we can target that 5.4 and expect her to start improving again, and she certainly does. Runs a 5.3, runs a huge race. You know, her only problem was that Royal Delta was in the same race, but she ran huge, just exactly like it looked she would. Looked exactly like she would run huge in this race. Okay, the other 3-year-old ran a little bit disappointingly, and that's plumb pretty, and it's not so unpredictable here. She came off an October race that stunned everybody. These races always mesmerize me anyway. I look at that 3.6 and I really have to shake myself to look past that. But it's a race that you should look past. That 3.6 was a huge leap forward from her previous races. She'd run an 8.4 in May, run a nice improvement to 7, and then regressed in a couple of races to 11.4, and then all of a sudden, without the foundation, she just hugely steps forward at 3.6. She's almost screaming out to you that she's going to bounce in this race. In addition, in the race that she ran a 3.6, she had an easy early lead, went gate to wire, and I always discount those races. So she was, you know, maybe not a complete toss, but certainly a horse that you could look to beat. Similarly, right below her, Ask the Moon That's the Moon improved down to a 3.8 in July. Huge number. Very, very powerful number. Then she backed up a little bit, ran up 4.8, and then bounced again to 11. She's had a little bit of time off, so maybe she can refresh. But both she and Plum Pretty are running these really strong numbers gate to wire. That is, they're opening up a clear lead, uncontested, and then draw away. Now they're probably, and in fact in this race they did, get in a huge speed duel, and they end up both running far back. But I always discount, or at least look to discount, when horses run their best on a clear lead. I don't think that that's a strong indicator. I'd much prefer to see them in battles and moving forward that way. Horses get brave sometimes when they get an easy lead, and they don't usually get that easy lead again. Anyway, this race, real sweet to finish the day, Friday's recap. We've got Royal Delta, which is almost the epitome of the marching pattern, just steadily improving in small chunks, race after race after race. And then we have It's Tricky with the epitome of the circle back pattern. She'd run the 5.4 earlier, regressed, and then she turned the corner, ran a better race with the 7.5, and again, it just looked like she was going to run an improved race, and she did. Anyway, that's it for our Friday race recap. We'll go into Saturday's 2011 races on our next series. Thank you for watching.